Now funding on Kickstarter a brand new set of Halloween mask pins, vintage style pins designed by me, Kneon. Check it out at halloween.ninja. That's halloween.ninja. So the BBC is going broke and they have to fight for the ability to produce Doctor Who content. I mean, this is kind of crazy because it's going up for bid, right? The tender offer.
Yeah, and I guess with the way the law is set up there, that if it goes up for tender, it has to be open to everyone, and you have to compete with everybody else.
So it's not a given, and you can't just say, hey, we want to keep making Doctor Who. You have to make an offer too, but there is a problem. The BBC is going broke. I mean, as of today, this is coming from The Guardian. The BBC faces real jeopardy as license fee payments fall faster than expected. And this is why they're trying to make it a law that you have to watch BBC content on YouTube, and you have to pay a license fee or whatever to watch that shit on YouTube. We've been covering that, and it's all related to them running out of money. Just like any other business, right? If they're not subsidized by the government, then they should fall flat on their ass if they can't compete.
Yeah, this is what gets me is like so many, and it's these Hollywood, or like in this case BBC, like these television studio companies keep getting subsidized and paid for by taxpayers, and it's no other business. Like there's not very many other businesses that get this. It's ridiculous. If they should just have to compete like everybody else, stand on their own 2 feet like everybody else, and if you can't, that's a you problem.
Yeah, so let's talk about the you problem before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
If you'd like more Clownfish TV, go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's moreclownfishtv.com for more Clownfish TV podcasts and episodes you will not find anywhere else. And also, you can go out to iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, listen to the audio version of Clownfish TV. Take us with you wherever you go. And so thank you very much for the support. Let's talk about where the BBC is at financially. It's not good. And look, I don't fully understand the license situation, but to me, it sounds like if you're watching any of their content, you have to pay the government for the privilege of watching the content. A lot of people are like, no, thank you. We're done.
Well, I think just in TV at all, if you want to be able to watch television, you have to pay the fee.
A license fee, which is
just to watch TV at all, even including streaming.
Is it like a dog license? Because here in Pennsylvania, you have to pay, you buy your dog, you pay the vet bills, but you got to pay a license fee every year to keep your dog. And if you don't, they'll just take your dog from you.
I think they fine you. I don't think they take your dog.
Yeah, I don't know. This comes from The Guardian. BBC faces real jeopardy as license fee payments fall faster than expected. Matt Britton, that's his name. Wait, Matt Britton is the guy in charge of the BBC. Okay, it's like we have Johnny America, who's in charge of television here in America. Matt Britton, the BBC's Director General, said the broadcaster faced a moment of real jeopardy as the license fee funding model ties us to the past. There are now 23.3 million TV licenses in force, a fall of over 500,000 from a year earlier, according to the corporation's annual report. It is significantly more than the 300,000 fall last year. So we're talking almost 1 million. We're talking over 800,000 people are not paying the license fee anymore. They're done.
Well, they're probably just watching it on their phone.
Probably.
I mean, I don't know if that's different, but it's a television license. So you don't have a TV. You don't use a TV.
The pace at which households are opting not to pay the license fee has been alarming BBC executives for months, with the annual report conceding a steeper projected decline in license fee sales. Well, maybe if you had stuff worth watching, people would pay for it. I think if it's about watching stuff on your television, there's be able to use a TV. That people aren't using TVs anymore. I don't think they can enforce it so much on other things. And that is why they're trying to push this law to basically bump BBC content, as I understand it, bump BBC content to the top of UK YouTube search results so they can monetize that way instead. And they want to make that law. And they're going to be like, it's to combat disinformation.
Oh, yeah, because no disinformation ever comes out of the BBC.
I mean, your country could be burning down and you wouldn't report on it. Like, it's the dumbest. Like, look, and again, I'm not going to pretend like I understand UK politics, but from what I have seen from this side of the pond, literally your country is burning down and you're not reporting on it. It's a little weird to me. It comes amid huge change in the media that has seen the rise of streaming services and digital platforms such as YouTube. While 94% of people in the UK continue to use the BBC each month, fewer than 80% of households contributed to the license fee. Well, they'll just come to your house and arrest you. And also, you said some mean things on Facebook. So you're going to be in jail a long time. We're going to bring back hangings. That's what we're going to do. The broadcaster said changing audience behavior was having a significant adverse impact on license fee income. It also said a light sports year meant it had not been able to use big sports events to drive license fee sales. Is that because the FIFA's over here on Fox now? Or I don't know. The BBC is scrambling to make cuts that will result in as many as 2,000 job losses. The current license fee only covers those watching live television or iPlayer.
Yep, so that's what I thought.
There you go.
So you have to be watching TV. So people just go into their computers, go into their phones.
Yeah, they said the BBC executives and government figures accept the definition is outdated. There are signs the fee will be expanded to include anyone who watches streaming services like Netflix, Disney Plus, or Amazon Prime. Oh, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Then they'll ban VPNs because people use a VPN to be like, well, it's okay. I'm going to watch American.
Well, no, what they're going to do is
Netflix.
they're going to say, they're saying what they're going to do is they're going to mandate that Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime streaming places insert the fee into their subscription payment.
Oh, my God. Or you could just take the L and just admit that you failed. You lost people. If your content was worth watching.
Well, they're not going to do that. There's too many executives making a lot of money who have ties to people in power that are going to want to, say, whoopsie, I don't have a job anymore.
So, so that brings us to Doctor Who. So here's the thing. The BBC is so broke, they can't afford to make Doctor Who on their own. That's why they had Disney before, helping bankroll it. And to be fair, the Disney Doctor Who looked better than Doctor Who has looked since the Matt Smith era because they actually had bucks to throw at it. I think it actually looked too good. It was like shocking how good it looked compared to some of the older episodes. But now Doctor Who is such a failure that they've got to go out to tender, and they're saying they could be at least 3 to 5 years until we see any new Doctor Who. But the BBC has to fight for the opportunity to continue making Doctor Who.
Yeah, apparently, I looked it up. Apparently, it's tied into the laws over there that if you're putting it out for tender, even if you own it, you have to compete as well to make it fair. So that it's open to everyone. There's no people, basically, so you're not accused of just keeping it to yourself or stuff like that. So they have to compete as well. Good luck with that.
Yeah, if only Disney would have to do that. Like, you know what? You really suck at Star Wars, Disney. We're going to put it out to tender and see if somebody else can make better Star Wars than you.
Yeah, right.
And you're going to have to fight.
That would be like everybody at that point that can make better Star Wars.
So they're like auditioning for the opportunity to make Doctor Who again. BBC Studios boss confirms it will compete to become the next producer of Doctor Who. We're in it to win it from Deadline. We're in it to win it. Speaking to Deadline on BBC Annual Report Day, Tom Fussell, the CEO, addressed the future of the BBC's biggest sci-fi hit by confirming that the production arm will put its hat in the ring when the tender process kickstarts this year.
Well, I hope they don't get it.
I hope they don't get it either. I hope they don't get it either. Oh my God, the Ellisons are going to get Doctor Who. Could you imagine that?
That'd be kind of funny.
That would be funny.
The thing is, we want the screeching to extend across the ocean so we can have more people mad at us.
I know, right? We've been the producer for 60 years and we want to be the producer for another 60 years. So we'll be going for that tender with gusto. We're in it to win it. Where was the gusto when the show was clearly dying? Like, where the fuck was your gusto?
Well, they checked their gusto to let Disney pay for it and make all the decisions.
BBC has produced Doctor Who for the majority of its run, but the most recent iteration was made by Sony-owned, Bad Wolf for both the BBC and Disney Plus.
Yes, because it was so good.
It was so good before Disney Plus exited and showrunner Russell T Davies shockingly announced he was stepping back. I'm going to stop right there. There were multiple outlets that were reporting that he was out. And people said they were lying. They're making shit up. One of them was a Doctor Who podcast. The other one was Fandom Pulse. I think Cosmic Book News reported on it. And people said, they're just the right-wing chuds just making shit up. He's not going to leave. That's impossible. They're going to keep making Doctor Who. There's a Christmas special coming because Russell T Davies said that he was writing a Christmas special. Oh, look at that. Doctor Who's fine, guys. It's never been better. People love it. All the diverse people are going to come watch Doctor Who after the bigots get chased off. Look at that.
That didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Now they're not even paying their BBC license fee. A planned Christmas special was axed, and the BBC has instead put Doctor Who out to tender, with the launch date likely at least a couple of years away. Yeah, because by the time they go through the process and they review the process, kind of reminds me of like back in the day, I used to do freelance web design, graphic design, that kind of stuff. And when working with like schools and education, you had to put in offers, like bids, and you went through this whole process, and it took months. So by the time they go through the whole process, look at all the offers, and then they actually decide what to do with Doctor Who, it could be years, because they have to cast a new doctor and all that.
2 years, most likely 5, is what they're saying.
Fussell did not confirm which BBC Studios label would apply to produce Doctor Who, or whether multiple labels will compete. We've got the full breadth of our studio to look at, and we'll do the best for an absolute adored brand. As the distributor and commercial licensor of Doctor Who, we understand those fan relationships and can build on that. Doctor Who is something that
you understood it so well.
Yeah, right. Doctor Who is something that people in this organization care about. Now, here's the thing. At one point in time, as I understand it, the BBC was making money hand over fist on Doctor Who merchandise when it was popular.
Oh, I believe it. There was all kinds of stuff.
So, I don't understand what the hell happened that you guys thought it would be a good idea. Like they were trying to do stuff with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, and just nobody bought it. But I mean, they had action figures, they had toys, they had plushies, they had a Build-A-Bear workshop deal. They had
Disney had it in the UK pavilion. They had all kinds of Doctor Who merchandise. I know because our son bought some. And
the last time we were in that store in the UK pavilion, it was like just like one little tiny section of Doctor Who, because nobody buys it. They'll buy it because you ran the brand. It's just like Star Wars. You ran the brand into the ground. Fussell was speaking after BBC top brass expressed fears about the future of the funding models. Households paying for the license fee plummet. Yeah, his commercial arm performed well, so that means they're selling shit. It means BBC Studios will likely hit its 5-year return target. Well, yeah, if you give people stuff they want and they actually buy it and they choose to buy it. So yeah, it's basically, it just sounds to me like they're scared they're going to lose Doctor Who. But if you really wanted that badly, you wouldn't have done what you did in the first place.
But they're also scared because they're losing all their money because people aren't paying for their licensing fee, which I can't blame them because it's ridiculous. So somebody with deeper pockets, again, like the Ellisons at Skydance, if they came along and said, we will give you 3 times the money, I don't know how the process works exactly, but we'll give you like 3 times the amount of money to make Doctor Who, because we know we can actually do something good with it. Would they turn that down, or would this be like self-dealing? Because basically the BBC applying to itself, isn't it? I mean, that's weird... basically, but they have to take, like, I guess, whatever they think is the most, reasonable pitch, but financially and story-wise or whatever. But they're just going to pick themselves, clearly.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're just doing this for show, but it's like, maybe if nothing else, maybe it will scare the shit out of them, and it'll be like, you know what, let's just go back to Doctor Who the way it was like 10 years ago, because people like that. Yeah. All the day. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Now funding on Kickstarter, a brand new set of Halloween mask pins, vintage style pins designed by me, Kneon. Check it out at halloween.ninja. That's halloween.ninja.